So I'm unsure if you guys have all heard about DACA. So I am going to be talking about a current event that came out on July 16, 2021, that speaks on DACA and the update that we've had on DACA. So I don't know if many of you guys know, but DACA actually stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. And this program did start back in June 15, 2012, and it was announced by President Barack Obama. I think they started USCIS, so United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, started accepting applications for the program back in August 15 of 2012. And this program has helped many of the young students that came, or young children that came into the U.S. Illegally by way of their parents, because it wasn't their choice to come into the country illegally. It was something that was done by their parents, a decision that was made by their parents. So technically, they didn't make that decision. So they passed this DACA program for them. The DACA pretty much was an order by Obama that allowed the undocumented youth to receive work permits, and because of this, they were able to go to school, they were able to get a driver's license, they were able to have some sort of identification, some sort of safety net for them to be in the United States and be able to function as a person, get a job, drive, go to school if they wanted to. So this was an executive order that was signed by President Barack Obama, and it gave these, they call them the Dreamers, it gave them protection over being deported. This didn't only allow the undocumented youth to receive the work permits, and as a result, a lot of these undocumented youth were able to come out from the shadows, and they were able to apply for the program. And they said that, it is stated in the USCIS website that nearly 800,000 undocumented youth have applied and received these DACA protections. There was a big issue when President Donald Trump came into office, because he was trying to cancel the program, and he actually rescinded the program in September of 2017, and he was stopped by the federal courts. Back when the DACA was supposed to be passed, President Barack Obama was also trying to pass the DREAM Act, which is where all the DACA people got the nickname Dreamers from. The DREAM Act, there is a difference between DACA and the DREAM Act. The DREAM Act is a bill that was introduced in the Senate in 2017. There had been so many similar bills trying to be passed, and they were always usually just thrown out. But this one, this bill itself aimed to provide permanent relief to the Dreamers, or the DACA recipients that already had the DACA, by changing the law, by changing the law, and then DACA itself just provided temporary relief through the executive action. Both DACA and the DREAM Act are similar because they tried both to provide relief to the Dreamers. But when Obama signed the executive order creating the DACA, he did that knowing that future presidents could easily undo it. So former President Trump repealed DACA, but then President Joe Biden reinstated it again in January of 2021. Currently, the DREAM Act is the only bill. Currently, the DREAM Act is only a bill, and it needs to be passed by both the House of Representatives and the Senate, and signed by a president to become law. That would be the steps to take in order for it to be passed. And it could be a permanent solution, but one of our recent news that we have on it is July 16 of 2021, the U.S. District Court of Southern District of Texas held that the DACA policy was illegal. So that was what they used in order for it to be kind of put on hold. So the court granted summary judgment on the Administrative Procedure Act claims, the APA, and they said they kind of put like a hold on it. So no more people can go ahead and apply to receive a new DACA, but they did leave it up to them. But they did leave an option of the people who already had the DACA to keep renewing it. So the courts stated that it was vacating the DACA memorandum and its injunction with the regard to individuals who obtained DACA on or before July 16, 2021, including those with renewal requests. So only the people who wanted to renew them could keep getting it. And I wanted to talk about DACA mainly because I know it's going to be on our next week's, it's in our syllabus for next week. Really, my thoughts on the whole thing is, my husband is a DACA recipient, and so we have been following this very closely. He came to the United States when he was 5 years old. He had no idea what was going on. He barely even remembers getting here. And he really remembers having a hard time seeing any future for himself because he wasn't able to have a career after college because college is so expensive. They couldn't work because they didn't have a social security, and they couldn't go to school because they had to pay extra money because they didn't get any help from the U.S. government. So it was really when the DACA passed, and then they had when it passed for him, there was an age limit. You can only do it from when you were 16 and up to 25. No, 16 and up to 32, I think it is. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna verify. But he was the only one available to do it out of his 3 siblings that came over when they were younger. So he has truly been the only lucky one because his younger sister was too young to do it. And even now, because everything is keep going back and forth, she hasn't been able to apply for the DACA. So she has been having to pay for college out of pocket. And it has been really, really, really difficult for the family because it's really not just for her. Like, as parents, you want your kids to succeed, and you choosing to bring them to a new country because of the dangers that you had in your country back at home are very difficult, are very scary to have a family there. So you decide to bring them over thinking that it's going to be a little bit better, but they're having all these difficulties in the country as well. My husband was really lucky, and he got to be one of the approved ones. And he gets to have a social and work and have a license. And so it's really difficult to see now his younger sister struggle because she has to figure out a way to find work and pay for her classes on her own, or they have to struggle paying other bills because they're trying to get her to pass, to pay for these college courses. At one point, she finished community college and she was transferring to her actual and she wanted to transfer to an actual university, and there was a lot of just worrying how they were going to be able to pay for the classes. It was really difficult to pay for it when she was in community college, and we all know how much college classes cost, and we all know that it's super difficult when you don't get FAFSA or when you don't get any type of help. And she was really gonna just stop going and just work, and it really seems unfair for that to happen because there's really no real reason why, for example, President Trump didn't want to help these dreamers get or new dreamers to be able to be in the program and to be able to work and go to school. A lot of their hate, I want to say, or want to use for the program is just because it's undocumented people. But they are here to have a new life, to have a new beginning. And if the country's not willing to help, they're never gonna, how are they supposed to be better themselves or try and help the country if we're not helping them either? We're not trying to get them to we're not trying to give them this help in order for them to go to school, educate themselves, or have a better future for them and then for their families. Because if the DREAM Act were to pass, then it's not only for them, but it leads them on a pathway to citizenship, where then they can help their parents or their other siblings that need the help. So if you guys have any questions on it, I'm glad that we did go ahead, that I was able to bring up this current event, the one on July 16th, where Texas stopped the DACA policy, claiming it was illegal. But I feel like this event relates to our course because it speaks on the representation of the DACA recipients in the Latinx community, which is what our one of the topics in our syllabus. It's one of the experiences that many of these young members of the Latinx community are going through, you know, waiting for the DACA to pass. People who are already DACA recipients are just waiting for the DREAM Act to pass. And people who are not DACA recipients yet are waiting for them to be able to apply, for them to be able to have the opportunity to be part of the DREAM Act or to be a DACA recipient. So I'm glad that we're going to look more into the topic in our third week. And hopefully this helps as insight. If you guys have any questions on it, please leave it on our Discord chat and I will write back to them. Thank you. Thank you.